Joining me on set is Abdurrahman Al Sarraj. He is a Middle East expert, researcher and chief editor of TurkPress, a Turkish news website. Welcome to the programme. We heard there from Ediz in Gaziantep talking about the different political moves, I suppose you could say. You have Russia saying that they are still bombing terrorists. Meanwhile, this meeting with de Mistura and Lavrov, you have Lavrov saying, well, actually the US need to speak to the Syrian opposition to stop fighting on their side.
Well, first, the thing, we cannot understand the Russian position on this. Before the cessation of hostilities, Russia has started bombarding in Syria performing airstrikes on the opposition areas and causing casualties and destruction. Well, after it asserted Assad's position, obviously, and the opposition was defeated in many areas. Then the cessation of hostilities came to calm things down and to start a political process. Well, now, after asserting Assad's position, Assad is even performing airstrikes and violating the cessation of hostilities. You cannot just stop him from doing this after you assert him. So the Russian position is not really understandable. On the international level, Stefan de Mistura, I don't think he can do much. There's no guarantees that this cessation of hostilities can be continued now.
How do we move forward then? Because at the moment, within Syria, you have this regime of calm. That includes Damascus and the province of Latakia, but it doesn't include Aleppo.
Well, the thing is, I hope that we can move backwards, not forwards, because before the cessation of hostilities, we were talking about towns that are under blockade, and Aleppo was an open city. Well, there were people in Aleppo. There were hundreds of thousands more people than there are now. Now Aleppo itself is being blockaded, and not much food, not much, medicines is getting inside.
And this was seen as a rebel stronghold, which is why it's being targeted so heavily.
This is actually the last stronghold of the rebels, the last major city. After Aleppo, the opposition is like in small towns or in Idlib Aleppo is the last stronghold, and the regime seems determined to take over everything and keep the upper hand.
You said that Stefan de Mistura doesn't have much weight in doing anything, but surely trying to influence Russia. We've heard from Syrian opposition groups last week who said that they believe that Russia has the ability to influence Assad. So it's sort of like 6 degrees too. Stefan de Mistura really does need to have an open dialogue with Russia if that is the only channel to trying to change the way tactics are being carried out on the ground.
Well, I think saying that Russia can influence Assad is an analysis. We can look at facts. Facts say that Russia has actually asserted Assad's position and supplied him with men, supplied him with the political influence in the UN Security Council many times, actually. So I think that what Russia did to Assad, it asserted its position, and even if it stopped the cessation of hostilities now, there's no guarantee that it can just, force Assad to perform restraint and to not move further.
Okay, well, let's try and be optimistic. Thank you very much for joining us, Abdurrahman Al Sarraj.
Okay.